Just wait 1 second. Oh, or not. Do I really have to look into your eyes? It's creepy.
Trash to Cash podcast episode 180
How do you
something,
do that?
185. You gotta have skills, Carrie. You can't zoom in and super zoom and stuff.
I don't know how. I could try.
Kevin, what are you munching on over there? You're having like a little lip smacking party over there.
I can't have carbs anymore. And then y'all came up here and there's like carbs everywhere.
Well, I'm not the one who brought the brown paper bag full of pretzels.
That was Joe. They were good.
I know, and he keeps telling Dan he should be on Dibbed It, and Dan's just disobedient. That's the thing that bothers me about Dan, you know? Joe, you got to get him in line, you know? You got to get him in line.
I'm putting it on.
He's putting it on mute. He put it on mute, Carrie. So what was your favorite pretzel that Kevin had?
I didn't even know there was pretzels there.
I
did see the pretzels, but I didn't try them. No,
they were like this big.
I didn't see them,
like half the size of the pizza.
It was an odd like delivery mechanism to have them in a brown paper bag with like no plastic wrap or anything.
Yeah, you feel like you're just kind of like
so
low key drinking.
On my guests. That's it. Just rip on Joe. Joe
is a good guy. I actually enjoyed Joe's company. I was pretty depressed when he was gone the second day. I was like, oh, Joe's gone. I didn't get to give him a hug.
Joe is a joy.
From what? They don't even know what they're gone from.
Well, we all went and hung out at Kevin's house this weekend.
Really,
we left Wednesday. And we hung out with Kevin and did yard sales, and it was pretty fun.
It was a big secret, but now we can talk about it. We were hanging out under his tree. I think I tore my tricep, my bicep, and my lateral meniscus. Yeah, exactly. Mine as well. I don't think I have a meniscus anymore from the wiffle ball.
A raucous wiffle ball game in the backyard.
Listen, I released the footage of that today. Everyone's downvoting my video, probably because of our
bodies. You
stole
some of my footage for that video. Did you realize that?
Because of our bodies.
I stole a little bit of your footage, but that's because I was trying to give you a moment to shine, a moment in the spotlight.
For whatever reason, like people commented on your video in that moment and in my video. All I did, like they were so surprised that I was able to get some blue tape for you.
Wow, what did they say? Like, good job?
All I did, no, it was pretty weird. Like, it's interesting because I'm like, I'm going to go get the blue tape. I don't think this is the content you guys want. And then a lot of people commented on it.
It is the content
they want to see if I do anything. And I did something and I got credit. And I appreciate it, guys.
I think it's good. We got to show people like Kevin's creativity, creating a wiffle ball game for old fat guys who barely can move.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
No base running.
No running. No moving.
Yeah, it was fat ball. It was awesome. I loved it.
I have you, Dave. I have you guys. Carrie's, I got a piece of beef jerky in my mouth. Carrie's at bat. I think you got a nice swing and you fouled a ball off. I filmed it. It's at the end of my Commonwealth Flipper video, Monday Flipper video.
Every day,
Dave, you come up and get in my face and say,
raw athleticism right there.
Not only a better YouTuber than you, I'm a better wiffle ball player than you.
Did I say that?
In my face. Something.
I don't remember saying anything.
He also had the best find of the whole time. Dave was on a tear.
I did.
And it all went to his head. Because anything good that happens to Dave or Kevin, directly to El Cerebro right there, and you guys just go to the moon.
I have a large head. Not like, like cocky, but it's just bulbous. Like, we could measure heads. Mine's probably twice the size of Kevin's.
Yeah.
Like,
Kevin has a petite head.
Kevin has a little dome. I got a huge dome. No, listen, I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about my big find.
We could just say it was a big find.
No, I think it's interesting.
You put it on your video, and you didn't even tell people what it was.
I know, they were
upset.
Wasn't
that awful of me? Wasn't that awful of me? Yeah, that's why it's got a 95% upvote rate instead of my normal 96.
I'd have been mad.
Poor guy. 19 out of 20 people like it and one person doesn't. It's all right.
Dave's going to talk about it, y'all. I promise you.
I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it right now.
Not because of the find, but because a great majority of the people that were here this weekend went to that sale before Dave. That's why he's going to talk about it.
That's true. No, okay, listen. Okay, I went to a yard sale. I found an item that's worth a lot of money. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't talk about it. Okay, so I spent a lot of time strategizing how I do this because the problem is, and this happened a few times where I went to a yard sale, I found something, I'm like, wow, that sells for this on eBay. And then Brandon would remind me, he's like, you don't sell on eBay. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's true, I don't. I always forget that. But I think it's good when I'm sourcing to think like I'm an eBay seller, because if I'm thinking 100%. Like an eBay seller, I'm buying stuff that sells good on eBay, and therefore it should sell pretty good on Dibbed It, even in a live auction format, right?
I tried to take advantage of the opportunity that you don't sell. I was like, I'll give you $3,000 for it right now in cash.
You did. I don't think that offer would hold based on all the. I've been doing a lot of research on it. Okay,
35.
so now Kerry instantly, we find a comp for like $7,000. Kerry instantly, when I see him, he's like, "What do you think? Since you're missing this, you sell it for what, 1,900, 1,700?" He's like, "I'm like,
I
what?"
said third. Yeah, no, I just
you
think,
started off in like the 1,000 territory.
I just can't imagine anything outside of my Caitlin Clark ever going for more than a couple thousand.
Here's the thing: the cassette, Kerry, that it doesn't have. Okay, let me tell people what I found. I found a brick.
$20.
I found a brick from Eminem's house, the rapper Slim Shady. He did this limited release of 700 collector's edition cassettes, basically. It came with a cassette, an actual brick from his childhood home, a COA that he signed, physically signed, and a set of dog tags. Okay? Yeah. Now, Carrie's right. All I got was the brick. The brick is in brand new condition, never displayed.
Not all you got.
I got the brick with its case and the COA. Which, in my opinion, that's the most important. Yeah, the autograph and everything. That's the most important part.
Well, of course, that's your opinion because that's what you got.
So I looked up the cassette. You can get it for $55 on eBay.
I think it's the
cassette.
Best,
so this is kind of a question. I could buy the cassette for $55. Someone has the dog tags for $500. So for $555, I can actually complete this. And everyone listening is like, "Why would you do that? $555."
Oh, I would.
I don't know if I would. I haven't decided yet. So here's the thing. This is very, very rare. When you first look at WorthPoint, there's like 2 solds that say $8,000. But when I look at those solds, these are numbered, right? It's number 52. With the COA on it says number 52. They're both the same one. And I go on eBay, that's the one that's listed now for $8,000. So even though it's sold twice, it's never really sold. Mm-hmm. So that $8,000 comp is
Did you
fake.
see there was one listed from the UK? Did you check that one down?
I didn't look that one up, no.
Okay, it's listed for £14,000, which I think, if I do my math right, is like $1,900 and something dollars. Yeah, $20,000.
19,000. Yeah.
Kevin, what was that cassette tape you were talking about when we were looking at cassette tapes the other day? You said it was like the first one you remember getting. It wasn't Winger or White Snake.
Line. White Line.
Because I feel like when this is an opportunity for you. When you inevitably bulldoze the original Commonwealth cabin, which has, from Dave's video, a very faulty air conditioning system.
You saw that, right? It looks like it needs serious work.
It seems. Yeah, when you inevitably bulldoze it, just chop it up into as many pieces. Add a White Lion cassette and dog tags for obvious reason. We've discussed it in previous videos. You probably have some laying around, and then you could. That doesn't have anything to do with dogs, but you get what I'm saying.
Take it apart piece by piece.
Yeah, and then just sell it off.
So we're gonna sell the shed. We're gonna sell pieces.
Sell the shed
Eminem
Eminem style.
We could go back to our childhood homes and
you
rip
kind of
those
look like
apart.
a dorky, emaciated Eminem, so it kind of fits.
Here's a piece of the
So
stucco
here's the
from
real
my
comps. Let me tell you the real comps.
Sorry for the side.
The real comps.
Aside.
Someone actually did sell one for $6,900 complete, pre-owned but complete. Someone did sell a brick only for $5,000. Someone also sold a complete
with the COA
one
and the signature.
with the COA. Yeah, just no CD and no dog tags. It was $5,000 just for the brick with the case. Exactly what I have. $5,000. That was in August of 24. And then in January of 25, someone sold one for $4,400, but it did have the cassette and the dog tags. So it's like kind of all over the place. The lowest, I think Cricker's stuff said on Patreon that someone sold it for $2,500, although I didn't see that comp within the last 2 years. But whatever.
But there's none listed.
This is the thing. There's nothing listed except for the $8,000 one that sold 3 times somehow, and one that's listed as like no COA, which basically makes it worthless in my opinion. Like you can just grab a brick from anywhere and say this is Eminem's brick. Like if you found the case. So without the COA, I feel like that's really like no one's gonna want that. I don't think that one will ever sell really.
So what do you guess? Since Carrie loves to make predictions and kind of look into the future for values of certain things, what do you predict you will get?
Me or Carrie?
Like I have a number that I think you're going to get.
I think my worst case scenario is $4,000. Okay. That's what I think. I think.
Worst case, $43. But you put it on like Sports Supply live auction, like the wrong location.
This is why it's interesting. It's an interesting topic.
1 a.m.
I'm not an eBay seller. If I put it on eBay, I do think I could easily get $5,000 to $6,000 because it's the only one available really in this condition. And then there'd be the whole question of if I was selling on eBay, do I buy the cassette? Do I buy the dog tag? Sell it as complete for $7,000 or try to? that's a temptation that I have. But as I was thinking about it, and Kevin did offer to buy it, but I was like, I think it would be really good for Dibdit as a market to list it on there and have it only be available on there.
I think if you got the other pieces to it, the floor is $5,000.
Yeah,
that's the floor.
That's right.
I think I'd ask over 7. I think
the nice thing is, like, you could sell elsewhere. You could pay, what is it, 3 cents to put it on Bonanza.
True.
And then that would be a good investment if it sold there.
I guess. But you have to pay 3 cents a month for
that
duration.
Give it like 3 months and then take it down.
The slightly scary part about that is if I complete it, I'm gonna have to put down $550. Then my buy cost on this is $600. Right now it's $45. I don't care if it sits here for 2 years when I paid $45 for it. It's like, I'm not in a rush at all. It's not going to become less rare.
I told you, and my initial thought was, dude, you said you're going to auction everything off no matter what it was. Kerry, he said that before. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to auction it off.
Scout's promise.
So I thought he should put it on Dibdit, auction off. I told him, I said, I will pay $3,000 for it. And, you can swipe your own bids up. So there's your, backdrop right there. That's what you can get for it, and then you can sell it live. But I think your strategy is right because there's so few out there that anybody who tries to find them, they're not usually going to eBay to find it. They're going to go into Google or some search engine, and there's so few that's going to pop up, and it'll take them to Dibdit.
Right. So Dibdit, as like a platform, will show up on Google as a Google search. So I think that if I put it won't be right away. I listed it already. I listed it at 65, and I was like, I really want to kind of make it more reasonable. So I changed it to 5,500. I feel like that would be pretty good, and I put it on there, and it'll take like 2 to 3 days for it to start showing in Google searches. But when you search it now, all you see is that
there's margin in that for somebody who wants to invest, who buys that, who wants to invest in the other.
Yeah, if you paid $5,500 and then you paid the $550, you're at $6,000, and then you list it for $75. Yeah, there's some margin. I mean, it's not the margins I like.
Somebody who could tap into the Asian markets, there could be some value over there too.
International.
How porous is brick? Does it smell like the house? Because I'm wondering, like, maybe it smells. Get ready for this. This is gonna. Yeah. Does it smell like mom's spaghetti?
Mom's spaghetti.
Does it? Because that would be dope.
Sweaty.
Yeah,
he's saying that he doesn't sign really anymore. So
Rod said that.
I've never really seen much signed stuff online or anywhere.
I have an auto of his right over there. That's why I'm like kind of cool with keeping it for a little bit. It's a pretty cool item.
Just wait.
You are kind of the Eminem of the reselling world, Dave.
Someday.
Yeah, so this is a plan of record. It may not be the best plan. People might say, Dave, buy the other pieces, put it on eBay for $7,000, or just put it on eBay for the 55 or 100 or 6,000, whatever. Some people might say it would have been best to just sell it to Kevin for $3,000. I think that, like, even if it didn't sell right away, every time someone searches for that because they're like, oh, that's a cool thing, they're going to end up on Dibdit. And maybe they'll look at other items on Dibdit and shop around on Dibdit. So I think it's good for Dibdit to have.
I also want to mention that Kevin's offer was $3,500, so he's already trying to cheapen it and make it lower.
Was it $3,500?
It was $3,500
on here.
Oh,
I said it on that. Maybe I did say that to begin with too. I
just feel like as the podcast goes on, it's going to go down.
This is one of those items, and I haven't done a whole ton of research, so I could be crazy, but I feel like this is one of those items. There's only 750 of them.
I think it's either 7 or 750. Yeah.
I think this is one of those items that just waits until something big. Because how many people have? Obviously, not many. And the people that have them, how many people are going to want to sell them?
Yeah.
There are probably very few that will ever come to market because there's so few. And I think that when something happens, some event, something, I'm not wishing death upon anybody. It could be any event. You know how he's in the news?
Usually what happens.
Yeah. What's that?
I said that
new record could get released, I said.
Yes. Yeah, and he was big. I think if something happens, anything in that universe, that could cause that sale. There's a lot of people out there with way too much money that spend stuff on this stuff. Yeah. It just takes one event and bam. If you're the only one out there, you got $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, whatever. So for me, in the next 5 years, would it sell for that? I think it's worth it, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, so
I could have just
cool
had
find.
it for really cheap if I would.
But as Kevin stated, everyone went to this yard sale. This was day 3. We don't know for sure because Kevin didn't check his footage and Rod didn't check his footage. We don't know for sure if it was there all 3 days. It's possible.
Positive I would have noticed it. I don't know if I would have thought it was expensive, but I think I would have noticed it.
Both Dawn and Kevin say they think there was a van kind of obscuring that table.
No, it wasn't obscuring it. I personally think it was there. I hope it's not, because if I see it in my footage, it's going to hurt me. But I personally feel like it's there. Now, I could be wrong. And the other piece, was it sitting right next to it?
No, it was on a separate table.
Okay. So I also know what you're doing with that. Just for my purposes, I was there on Thursday, and I was there with Rod. And Rod was over on the right-hand side. It was just driveway. So imagine looking at a carport in front of you. Tables to the right, totally different seller. A trailer back left, totally different seller. But everything else in front of you was this person's sale. And so I went around this sale, and it was really high-priced. I mean,
it was a very expensive
above
sale.
At eBay and above eBay. I remember going through it and being like, oh, well, I'm going to head to that trailer. And so when I walked past that table, I don't know, although there was a pair of shoes there that Dave, that I thought I'd looked at somewhere else, but it's very possible I looked at them there, and that was on that table. So I probably just kind of walked past it if it was sitting there without looking, because the prices turned me off. So moral of this story is don't run away from big and I usually don't run away from big prices, but
there's a couple different takeaways you could potentially get from something like this. Takeaway 1, if it was there, is you got to be thorough and don't get turned off by bad pricing, because there could be something good hiding. Takeaway 2 is sleep in and show up super late because maybe it wasn't there until I got there. So Carrie's gonna love it.
What have I been saying for years?
Here we go. Here it is, Carrie.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, they got an authentic
right there.
Look at that. I'm telling you, I just have this feeling that I walked. There's the trailer. I walked past that. I just have a feeling it was probably there. Why wouldn't it be?
You see how I put my hand on it? I was claiming it. I was like, "This is my brick now." So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing. We'll see what happens. So you asked what I was going to do with the other thing. Tina could maybe hand it to me. Tina, can you hand me that piece of paper right there while Kevin blathers on?
You had already looked it up at that point when you put your hand on it.
No, I hadn't.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't. I just thought it was super cool.
Because those shoes weren't there, and you bought those shoes. I was assuming they were pretty. It was pretty close to those.
No, they were on the next table with the other thing I got.
Well, maybe I did. Maybe I walked totally by that and saw those shoes and never looked at that table. I'm trying to give myself an out on this. Is basically to soothe my own conscience.
Okay.
Ego.
So here's the other thing that I got. So it's $45 for the brick and this. And this.
That's gonna go on Dibbed It. Live.
This is what I was thinking. So normally, honestly, this is worth about $500 on eBay. It's lose yourself. It's also got a COA and all that. It was one of 1,700, and it's an artist proof. I don't know who signed it. There is an autograph, but I don't know whose autograph it is. Maybe the artist.
Oh, but this is an Eminem item too, no?
Yes, it's an M&I. Yes, exactly. And so I think it kind of legitimizes my brick if I also list this by it now on Dibbed It. So if someone clicks on my account, they'll see I have 2. Because they may have never heard of Dibbed It. So if someone finds it on Google and then they say, who's the seller? Oh, he also has this. I think it kind of legitimizes the brick to have them both listed. So I was thinking of listing them both by it now on Dibbed It. Maybe they complement each other and help each other sell. That's what I was thinking.
I'm going to say, if anybody has footage, Rod, I know I have footage of the sale. Now, I don't know
Rod has some.
If I'll be walking. I'm going to say that thing was sitting right there.
Were you recording
I don't see any
all the
reason
time, Carrie, or no? Did you record that?
I'm off and on, but I might have recorded that. I mean, if it was sitting there, I can guarantee you one thing: you would never know.
You wouldn't tell me.
No.
I would tell him.
I would tell you.
Whatever, man. We all miss stuff.
No, I don't miss stuff. You guys know this. I'm a thorough,
Carrie never misses anything.
An excellent picker. No,
I went to the 4th day at a sale and found tons of stuff. I mean, it's just part of the game, man.
No,
it just happened to be a big item. And
and I've told, even if it sells, I was telling Carrie this in the secret episode, which we did release today, Carrie. Yeah. I was telling him, even if it sold for $3,500, it would be my best single item flip ever.
No, mine
at $3,500, and there's no doubt it sells for $3,500 plus.
Yeah,
So like, I mean, my previously to that, it was one of the comic books I got. Oh, every time I travel to pick, I find bangers, Kevin. Like, maybe I need to travel more, because when I went to Ohio, I got those comics.
Yeah, when I make you travel. I'm just
Kevin
saying.
forces me to travel to pick. Because I think the best comic I sold out of that lot was like $2,800. That was like, I paid $1 and sold it for $28. Better, like, profit percentage, but as far as high dollar value, this one will end up being most likely better. I don't know when it'll sell. It might be a year, but that's okay. It was a fun find. Anyways, moving on from that, we still had a lot of other finds and stuff and a good time. And like we said, we played adult wiffle ball, which was a little depressing when I watched the video.
Yeah, that's the difference between regular kid wiffle ball and adult wiffle ball. It's just the air of depression because you're like, oh, yeah, like when Tim ran for the foul ball or whatever, and like he forgot he was 40, like halfway through, and he just fell.
My
complaining that whole night.
My favorite part of the trip was you guys weren't there. Turner had a baseball game.
Sounds about right.
And Mike and Joe and Tim were at Turner's baseball game. You bring the traveling circus to the baseball game. It's an interesting day. And I yelled at Mike, so I owe Mike an apology. Mike has a really booming voice. Well, he was, trying to cheer on kids, and somebody, I was like, I don't know. Tim is a nut. He's like jumping over the fence and, hustle it out, whatever. And we're in the outfield, and people are looking at me like, what is going on? But it was fun. It was good. They were good.
I think I should make a disclaimer that I think this is important based on things I've heard.
Uh-oh.
I think people assume that I think negatively about them when in fact I generally don't think about anyone but myself.
That hurts my
if
feelings.
you at any point think Dave hates you or Dave's a jerk or Dave doesn't love you because he didn't respond to a message on Instagram or whatever it may be, I promise you it's because of my sloppiness and disorganization and has nothing personally to do with you. So please do not just randomly hate me because I am sloppy and you think I hate you, because I don't. I don't really hate anyone. So, yeah, that's my disclaimer of the day. Maybe Kevin. I hate Kevin a little. But other than Kevin, I don't really hate anyone. That's my disclaimer.
I hate 4 people, and you know who you are.
Profit Playbook Podcast.
No, stop it. No, just one
There's
of
only 3.
Just one of the 3
so
of them.
Who's the other one?
I won't tell you which. No, I'm kidding. They're all great. Stop it. You guys are wonderful.
Backpedal on that.
You guys are wonderful. You know who I can't stand? Cancel this podcast.
Oh my God.
We don't have to worry about that anymore because they already did it.
I think there is a podcast called that
joke.
still.
Is there still?
I think so.
I'm just joking.
I'm
just joking. They're not watching. One of them's like working at a, I don't know. They're doing other stuff now. Allegedly. I stopped. Everything's alleged.
So I unloaded my car today. I unloaded my car.
That was the other thing. It was a brag fest from the get-go. First day.
You guys are just so. That's all you care about is bragging.
He wants to meet for dinner when they should go home and go to bed. We got a long week of picking, but he wants to meet everybody for dinner just to show off the rig. That's it. That was the whole point.
And he's not talking about my car either.
Yes, Dave made me jealous multiple times. The
rig. Oh gosh, I have so many things I want to say, but Kevin said I have to watch myself. No, it's all right.
No, listen. I thought it would be fun to have dinner together, and also you needed to loan carry a car, so it made sense to do that. Now I heavily regretted it because the Mexican food at 9 p.m. was not a good plan after driving for 13 hours. I
got shrimp and scallops at that place. I shouldn't have got any of that. That was a terrible decision. I knew like the second I smelled it, I'm like, this ain't right, but I still ate it.
Yeah, which place?
Allegedly.
The last place we ate?
La Carreta.
Oh, the Mexican place.
Yeah, it was off a little, or at least, I don't know, maybe my stomach couldn't handle it at that time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, that guy.
Well, no, Kevin, I was showing you the car because I was trying to convince you to buy one because I think it would make you just a happy boy to own one of those. Kevin would be a happy boy.
I mean, you guys picked, and Dawn was with you. And there's still, I could sleep in the back of that thing still.
There's plenty of room.
Crazy.
Kevin, if you got one, would you give it the wrap? Would you do like a CWP wrap on it if you got one? Be a little awkward to pull up to garage sales with your YouTube channel right there.
That's 100% true. Back in the day, I had my auction house, and I had a like a magnetic one, and I learned quick that I had to take it off when I went to yard sales, or they were like, "Hey, you got an auction house?
Really?
Double the price." And I'm like, "It's garbage anyway. I don't want it." You know?
Or they'll want to consign with you.
Yeah, all the time.
Honestly, though, like
Junk
we all
though.
were picking all weekend, and we all found some good stuff. And we definitely had dry spells, but we also had lots of like good
I'll tell you,
moments. Good
Dave, this was
finds,
your
good
first
buys.
time here.
Yeah, it was good.
Carrie, this is your first time at this sale too.
At this sale, yeah.
It was the best that I've ever seen it.
Is
did
that
Brandon
just because we all got
that?
better at picking?
No, I
maybe
think
it's
there
'cause
was
we've
more
improved.
sales. There was more sales than ever. In my opinion.
Brandon told me it was the best it's ever been too.
So is this like the pro of what we do? Instead of just, teaching everybody all the secrets and everything, we're also expanding the seller base so that there's more sales for the people?
I've said we need to make it next year. Needs to be the Dibbed It 100. We need to rebrand the entire 100 miles. And
can we sponsor I don't know, like a kart series car, like something cheap, like a
Mario
go-kart
Kart
series car?
Let's do it. I'm down.
That'd be
And then we'll work our way up.
to the Super Bowl.
No, it went well. I mean, I think just like so much has changed since I went to my first 100-mile sale as far as my picking style. Like, I remember the first times I went in North Carolina, that 3011, which happens in June. I did terrible. I did terrible. I was miserable. I thought it sucked, but like, I bet it didn't suck. I bet I just sucked at picking it. That's what I think.
That's a good T-shirt idea. The yard sale didn't suck.
Different.
I did.
And I gotta credit the RIN guys, especially Eric for this a couple years ago. Is
maybe
and Rod does this too, y'all. I hate having a conversation with myself.
Keep going.
Saying.
You've got thousands of people listening.
Just not us.
They kind of, Eric goes around. He's methodical. He talks to everybody, whatever. And I'm like, dude, let's go to the next sale. I got an alarm. What's this
time
say?
to take your,
doctor's appointment.
Pill.
Blue Chew.
And he just made connections the whole time that he, for lack of a better term, exploits those connections every time he goes back to those sales. And it turns out that it works for him. And I'm like, huh. And this is years and years ago. And I think
everyone does it different. And I
sales.
think everyone finds success in a different way. Like some of our group was speed running every sale and grabbing the easy, low-hanging fruit. Some people were spending a long time at each sale and finding bricks that everyone else missed. And some people were making connections.
Some people
Reason,
consider success the time that we spent together.
The true reason I have to say the brick thing and tell everyone about it is so it can become an ongoing joke on the podcast. Kevin, did you find your brick yet?
Exactly. You were excited about that aspect because Kevin,
Well, what really gets me is I thought I was going to come back king of the 100-mile sale because I had a really good find too.
What was your really good find that pales in
I don't want to give it
mine?
away. It's worth about $770, and I paid $1 for it. But I don't
Kevin found his brick. It's called kidney stones.
Exactly.
Still inside.
Yeah, guys, they're going to be in the trashtocash.com. No, we're going to sell them on Dibbed It, right? The little plushes.
Yeah, the little plushes. The Kevin.
We wanted to do
plushes.
like 100 limited edition kidney stone plushes for you,
little
Kevin.
Happy face on
They're all different
CWP
shapes and sizes. Pack. Yeah, and like there's like one golden one. I don't know. We'll make it fun. You autograph one of them.
I went out. I went out.
Share
the
other
last
people's
day,
medical issues, guys. That's rude.
Yeah, we should.
I never made it to the highway on Saturday. Never made it.
I know you went with Pops, and that's when you did the best. When you didn't go to the highway.
Well, it was pretty slow going right at the get-go, and then we hit one good one, and then we hit another good one. Well, I only went to I don't even know how many, probably 10, 12 sales max on Saturday, and it was probably my best. It was my best day.
So here's a question for Carrie, who's only looking for cards.
No, I got a whole Dibbed It auction I'm doing with the stuff I found.
All right. Thank you for correcting me. Okay, here's a question for Carrie, who enjoys looking at cards. Is that better?
Yes.
Would you say like this 100-mile sale paid more dividends than just going to a really good flea market day, or you think a flea market day would be better?
No, this is better. This is better because I got more footage, and footage factors into it. So I got but that's true though because that's part of the value of the trip
who doesn't
for me.
make content. For a normal picker who doesn't make content, just a card picker like you.
It was about sixes. I guess a good flea market it would have been similar to. Yeah. But I got a diverse amount of stuff. I think I maybe, for me, got more than a normal flea market, but not much more.
Yeah.
How about Dawn?
Don got a bunch more. So I'd say for us overall, it was worth it. It's also like you get different types of stuff. Yeah. Like I got some stuff that I probably wouldn't have normally come across.
It's why I went out with Rod a little bit, and then I went by myself one day, and we went with Mike the day before the Wednesday that you guys got here. We went out to a different sale, and then I went with my dad. I wanted to get off the highway. I didn't want to have 6 videos on the highway. It's loud and people whatever, so I wanted to kind of vary it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. So,
well, highway sales are also dangerous. I will say, just. Because, and this is all the highway sales I've ever been to, 127, all of them, right? Everyone's driving, it's a highway. It's usually a fast speed limit road, and you're driving on it, and sales just pop up, and you want to go to them, so you slow down real quick, and you turn into them, and that's a really good opportunity for someone to crash into your butt end.
And this is a highway. Really I would say that all the ones I've been to, this is the most dangerous.
Yeah, because speed limit's like 60 on that road.
Yeah, Virginia, I'd have to say, the worst drivers I've encountered in America.
Wow.
No, I won't. No, not the worst. I want to preface that. The most aggressive. Because one thing I will say this, I felt like the drivers were taking a lot of chances. But I did feel confident they were decent drivers. Does that make sense? Like sometimes it's just people being absent-minded like me driving.
For the record, this is coming from driving Miss Daisy and driving Miss Daisy too over here.
No, I know we don't.
I mean, we're going 28 in a 55.
Dude, you guys are like, jumping like doing? You're jumping like bridges in the backcountry, going 75 around blind curves that are two-way roads that barely fit one car. I don't even understand what's going on in Bedford County right now.
Dave pulls out of the driveway. While my wife's coming out, we're going to dinner. She's like, "Oh, you know what? Let me go back in and do my hair." Mm-hmm. Okay, that'll take whatever. Then she comes out. We passed Dave on the way to the restaurant. We got gas. After we passed him, we passed Dave again on the way to the restaurant. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. But I safely transported all of my passengers to dinner.
Yes.
And I had a nice time.
We were able to get there in time for dessert.
Listen, it was pouring, and the roads are not... I'm a little scared of them. I'll be honest. I'm a little scared, especially
the highway's fine,
dude,
460.
Those nights, though, when I was driving home from your house at 10 p.m. in the pitch black, and it's like the freaking
and there's
narrow
a lot
road,
more traffic. Deer. There's a lot of traffic at that time, too, in that area, which is surprising. Weird amount of traffic, 57,000 deers. I saw a groundhog just chilling. Like, we were driving by, and it was just, and we parked.
It was in a freaking bubble lawn chair.
I was hoping you saw the pigs that come out on the road.
I didn't.
My
that
wife
hit
awesome. A pig one time. Oh,
she hit a pig?
Good. Yeah.
Did it splatter?
I don't know. She
Did
felt
you
so
cook it?
bad about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you going to do? It just ran out in the road. What are you going to do?
Jeez.
Turkeys. There's turkeys I saw when y'all were up here.
There's turkeys here, which was surprising. I didn't realize there was wild turkeys like in America, really, even though that makes sense based on the history. There's not a lot of them in Vegas or Utah. So
it'll be really interesting to see my ROI. I once again was very bad at tracking my spending, Kevin.
Surprise.
Getting technical
I know.
here.
Here's the information I have in my brain. Okay, I took out like $9.90 before I left, and I had like $100, maybe a little more from previous weeks. And then when I was up there, you and I went to the ATM, and I took out another $800. So I probably took out $800, but I have money left, and it's probably at least $400 or $500 left. So maybe I spent $1,300, $1,400. I know I'm probably gonna be okay, especially with the Eminem buy, but I think I'll be. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I got to do some auctions. I've been so busy. I'm not even going to get to do an auction till like Wednesday, unfortunately.
I spent $2,100.
Yeah, but you did. Okay, so we did a private pick. Rod set up a private pick, and Kevin went like ham on buying
Kevin was like,
I was throwing
$100 bills on the table. Just take what you want for that.
He's like, you want $400? Let me give you $1,200.
Yeah, he just did. He did. He loves to do that.
The guy was like, Kevin, I don't want all your money. He's like, just take it.
Dance.
Just make sure you come to Swing
Listen,
Club
I
next
knew
Friday.
what was coming that guy's way. I knew what was coming. I knew Tim was coming. Don was coming. All you cheap pickers.
Dude,
like,
he was
I'm
not
gonna
cheap
make
for
this
me.
Guy.
He charged up for you and me, and everyone else got crazy good deals, which I'm okay with. He knows, he knows what audience. He knows we're recording, and we're got to pay up.
I'm the only one who didn't buy anything. I checked out. I'm like, nope. I don't need to pay half eBay right now for stuff, or 40% eBay when I can find better deals.
I don't think he charged even close to that.
He didn't know with the Kevin. One item I asked about, and I'm sure if I made a pile. it would have been different. But there was so much good picking, I decided to, at this moment, to pass. Another time,
Which item did you ask about?
There was this cool Dwayne Wade statue that was limited edition. He said he had it up on eBay for $140 and he asked $50, which is like 40%, 37%. But I don't know what the sold comps were offhand. I think my phone was dead. I was tired because I'd been getting up at 2 in the morning.
Carrie,
it felt like.
I've never seen Carrie excel in that kind of environment, picking someone's storage unit. Like, we've been in that scenario multiple times. Generally, Carrie ends up in the car while me and Dawn are picking whenever we're in that sort of scenario.
The thing is, I don't want to compete with you guys. The prices, I'll check out if I don't like the prices or if I don't think the stuff's what I want. So I checked out, yeah.
He was super nice for letting us in.
He was very nice. No, there's no issue with that. I'm just like, I felt bad about that, but I'm like, I'm not going to buy anything and I'm just standing here. So I'd rather just get out of the way.
There's also that, like, you don't know what you're going to run into in a storage unit. Like, you could open a tote and find, like, freaking anthrax or something. Like, legit. Like, you don't know. The whole band of anthrax. We shrunk them down in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and they're in a purple tote. Purple guys, look out for it. Bolo alert. The whole anthrax band, micro-sized. They're hungry.
Speaking of micro-sized.
I spent $1,400 for $2,800 worth of stuff.
$1,400 for $2,800 worth of stuff. That's what you said?
So that's something I normally wouldn't do.
We call that rod picking.
For me, and it was interesting, and I wanted everybody to. I wasn't gonna pick anything at all, but he said I brought.
I feel like Rod was competing. Rod spent more money than everybody. I feel like
Rod wins. Yes, Rod.
Yeah, because Rod.
Where does Rod get all this money? Rod spends
Rod has
money
a sugar
like
Mama. Let's not forget. You know, everyone gives Mike credit for having a sugar mama, but Rod has one too.
I don't know. Maybe. Man, he's spending money. I mean, he makes money.
He's also a pro wrestler, guys. You may have heard of him.
Scoundrel,
the American Nightmare.
Speaking of, I was checking Reddit today for a video I was doing. And
he's checking for his name to see what people are saying about him.
People against, bad these are the people you shouldn't follow, kind of thing. And the only positive statement I saw on there was about this guy picking and punching. He seems like a down-to-earth guy, and he seems like, he's just out there to help people and whatever.
Like,
so he
looks and vibe and action, can be deceiving, obviously.
So, yeah.
Did I tell you that, Elijah's editing some of Rod's videos now, and he told me he much prefers Rod's videos to yours, Kevin?
Good. That's good.
He said Kevin's are pretty boring. Rod's aren't.
Well, good.
I said Kevin makes his videos for a 80+ audience.
It's tough with you guys because you guys know all the tricks. I'm always so tired and quiet, believe it or not, if people didn't know. I'm quiet at yard sales. And you guys are all layers of picking. Rod's like, you got any video games? Dave's like, you got to have, everybody's asking for stuff in the back room. There's 6 different layers of tactics.
In the back room?
Yeah. Rod's like, Kevin's just petting a dog and it's not even there. He's just pretending. Everybody's trying all these ways to ingratiate themselves to the yard sale people.
I would say I probably do that the least. There is Eric is the best at that. Rod is up there with Eric probably, and then Kevin does it a bit.
I talk to my audience.
Yeah,
is who I talk.
Kevin looks like a crazy man talking to himself.
I had some crazy one sale I was at. I was in a room by myself. I didn't know anybody was behind me, and I was just talking away. And I turned around, she's looking at me like, "What is this idiot doing?" Yeah,
I will say a lot of people recognized you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, you love when that happens.
I didn't pick with Kevin at all. I just felt like that was a safe estimation.
It's less when I was in Florida, when I was at that flea market. Oh my gosh, I ran out of stickers fast. Holy cow!
Not everybody liked him that recognized him, though. No. Not everybody was a fan of Commonwealth Picker.
You know what I think is the funniest thing? I agree with that sentiment, but I don't feel like we need to, go deeper. It's just the truth. So beyond people not liking Kevin. Which is sad, Kevin, because we like you. We're not bullies.
We like you. Yeah, we are fans of the Commonwealth Picker, despite what we say on this podcast.
The whole time that we're at this thing, everyone is saying, don't go to Yellow Brick Road or whatever, this one location. I don't remember what it's called, but that's close enough. And everyone's like, oh, it's dead, it's lame, don't go there anymore. And I went there.
Because they're vendors, all vendors. Yeah, you did great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because they're all vendors. Yeah, maybe it's my flea market brain.
I've done good there a couple times, but it's from the same person. Actually, take that back. There was one vendor there that I bought a bunch of NAACP stuff from 1964 off of that. I got it home. I'm like, holy moly, this stuff's worth. But that was total luck.
Well, Jimmy was mad that he didn't go because he took everyone's advice and didn't go, and then I got like all these GI Joes and stuff, and he's like, "Dang it!" But he actually bought one for me
Jimmy
for $5.
did well.
That was
Jimmy
cool.
did well.
Yes,
Jimmy did good.
Well, so me and Sonia kind of found some video games at the same time, but because I'm such a nice person, I was like, yeah, you guys should buy these. I'm a crazy.
Unlike Rod
guy.
when he finds video games.
Rod, I feel like Rod started picking alone. I think Rod's a little competitive.
Oh, Rod, I feel like maybe the most competitive out of all of us. Oh man, my whole
Rod or Don.
I feel like I'm most competitive with Rod too because he's so dang good and has such deep pockets. Like I'll be starting my day, I'm like, today is gonna be a good day, gonna find lots of stuff, and then we'll get a text from Rod, and he's like, I just found $3,000 worth of cards in every video game in existence, and then I just want to quit. I just want to go home.
That did happen to me because I told Rod, I was like, oh, I found a hockey puck that sells for $200. He's like, yeah, I just found an SNES, a GameCube. He lists off like 400 video games.
Yeah,
I was
he pulled the distraction move that I ended up with on Death Pile. He did this. He's like, hey, check this out over here and whatever. And Mike went over there and he went this way. That's the way I heard the story. But
Mike was with him at the video game sale?
So, yeah.
And that was... So they all three went to that video game sale. I went around the corner to another sale that also had video games, but I hated the feeling because I knew they were... You ever feel like somebody's going to sneak up on you? I knew like I had 3 minutes to figure out if I could get a deal here before Rod took everything. Yeah. So I'm going through. I picked a couple games out. I got a Nintendo Switch that's broke, but it had a lot of accessories. It was a good deal. And a bunch of Pokemon cards were there, tons, but I couldn't get a deal done because the guy was too attached to him. But I was under the gun. I was like, Rod's going to get here. He never showed up though. Really, never looked at that.
Then it was nice though because right after Rod, told me about all his video games, I was able to send him that comp for the brick, and I said, "Is this worth anything?" And he's just like, "Oh my."
Yeah, I like to look at other people. Last year I didn't show anybody anything I got. I literally took it out and put it in the shit. Took it out and put it in the shit.
I don't feel like that's real. You didn't brag at all?
No. I think people thought I didn't do well last year. I killed it last year. It was awesome, and I. So
why didn't you show people?
I don't know. I want people look when people travel into something, just like you, Dave. And I'll say something nice about Dave. When I go to Florida, Dave's priority is not Dave; it's me, and that's appreciated.
I think that happened with Mike too when we went to Mike's house. He didn't even pick it all. He was just like, "You guys find
Mike's
stuff."
Always like that, except for when I sell his stuff that he sold me, and then he gets a little ticked, and then I can't get the other stuff. I bought 3 things from him this time, or 4, and it was the things that he did not want.
Yeah.
He's like,
did you give him the $100 for those?
I did. Well, he also gave me a sewing machine. Thank you, Mike. That's worth a pretty good amount of money as well in the deal. And all of y'all left. Well, I don't know you guys, but everybody who wanted to buy the padded polys, Tim, they all left them here. So I have massive amounts of padded polys.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Good on this.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I'm usually on the outside of those.
Yeah, padded polys. Is that what you call them? Padded polys?
I call them bubble mailers, but
bubble mailers. Okay.
Padded polys.
We had a
like from the olden days.
20-minute conversation.
Padded polys made out like a fat rat.
Made out like a fat rat with these padded polys.
Well, a bubble mailer. See, padded poly. They have craft mailers too that aren't poly. They're bubble mailers, but they're craft bubble mailers, so they're not padded polys. Anyway, we had a 25-minute conversation about that. I should have pulled my phone out like Dave did to Tim and recorded Tim's diatribe on padded polys. That was an interesting debate.
I think it's just interesting the way the picker brain works. And first of all, let's talk about commenters on YouTube, because constantly commenters on YouTube are giving me a hard time for leaving things behind. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you didn't get this, right?
Because you don't leave anything behind.
I do leave stuff behind sometimes, for sure. And everyone does. But the thing is, like, not everyone records themselves, so they don't know they're doing it. And I think this weekend was a really good example of, like, we were following behind each other days after and all finding things that the other person missed. And it happened multiple times where people were like, which sale did you find that at? Oh, I was at that sale. Like, they just didn't see it. And so I think it's... Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of
when I got to that. Me and I don't know who I was with. Me and Rod get to that sale down there, that field sale. That you guys are like, oh yeah, we just crushed it, and you're driving away down a Pinjo trail or something.
Oh, the Pinjo! I got Pinjoed so hard.
And I'm like, do I even want to go look at this stuff? And I'm like, yeah, let's go look. And I did awesome. I mean, I didn't do like thousands of dollars awesome, but I think it's pulled $400 or $500.
I think it's good to come at it like that. Like we're always learning here. Like everybody misses stuff, and this is how you know you're a bad picker. I'll give you some insight. The minute you think you're a good picker, then you're bad because you're not pushing yourself anymore, and you think you know more than you. I mean, that's one of my favorite parts about this job, is all of the different avenues you can go down and things you can learn, and you could deep dive into ephemera and then subsets of that. You can go to this, you can go to that, based on whatever you feel interested in at that moment. That's the fun part.
Yeah, when Kevin and Rod pulled up was when we were leaving. I even told them, I said, there's still people pulling stuff out. Mm-hmm. Like, we just wanted to move on, but there was still people pulling stuff out. We could have just stayed there for another hour. I went back to that sale 2 days later, and this is where, and Carrie, I know you experienced this a lot, this is where, like, your mentality can really change things, because I was just like, I went to the first sale. It was supposed to, again, I got Pinjoed. He told me this sale was going to have 45 vendors. It had 12. I mean, come on, Pinjo. That's like, he said they backed out. They paid $25 for their spots, and then 30 of them backed out. That's a little far stretch. Anyways, we got Pinjoed. And so I was a little bummed out that was so lame. So I go to this other tent sale, and I'm like, I just wasn't in it. I was like all like mentally distraught. Then Tina starts texting me about my neighbor who's selling tons of graded comics back home that I can't be shopping, and I really want to be shopping. And so that brings me down even another notch, and I didn't find a single thing for like the hour I was there at this big tent village, because I was like just so bummed out and depressed. And I bet there was plenty of stuff I could have found. I just didn't. I wasn't in it.
Found a brick and forgot all.
Then at the next yard sale, I left and I said, let's go to do some yard sales. Me and Brandon were talking about stopping for the day, like right before we got that brick. I was on the phone with you, Kevin. Remember? Mm-hmm. I said, yeah, I'm all bummed out. Like I was like, give up. Kevin was my good luck. The minute I hung up with him, I found the brick.
Yeah, that's why you don't give up. Sometimes, like,
and
what is that saying?
Right
like, if you don't
I talked to you, and I did good right after I talked to you. I was pretty happy. Although I should have gone south and got the video that you got and exploited me and have not sent me any money from the video that's doing well for you.
Oh, yeah, Carrie, you watched that video. Carrie calls that video my magnum opus.
Yeah, that was Mr. Holland. He made his magnum opus this last week, and it was beautiful.
Do you want to tell him about it, Carrie? Tell him about it. I'll look up how much money I've earned so we can tell Kevin if I'm.
So Dave encountered someone in your area too, so you can't hide from her. She does not like you, Kevin, at all.
Nope.
Yeah, because there's so many layers to this that is so funny. You sold her she sold you a $35 Carhartt, which she did not. That's even better.
That does make it so much better.
Because I think we derived that your YouTube video that showed the sales had some of the stuff you got from her and a Carhartt jacket from
I got it from the very next person who you also.
So she didn't remember what she bought or what she sold to you or whatever, which makes it even better.
The comp was in that video for what she was describing,
so
but I did not buy it from her.
She was incorrect in how she felt about. She was incorrect about the situation, but the feelings were valid, and we felt them, and we agreed.
Oh yeah.
She didn't like you because you sold a $35 Carhartt that she sold you for $140 or something.
Yeah, she sold. She had just racks and racks of clothing, and some of it was good, and it was way overpriced to resell. Like it was 75% of value, $5, $10, $12, $20, and I'm like, watch this, Joey. I said, I'll give you $100 for this whole rack. I was shocked she said yes. I'm like, okay. Because she had that stuff priced at, $500. And so she gave it to me. And I put comps up. A lot of that was Carhartt. Put comps up for it. I did good on it. But I did not buy that Carhartt jacket from her. I bought it from the next person. But I had to edit out. I mean, if somebody's saying, racist, stupid stuff and whatever, I edit that stuff out. And I edited that out for her. To not make her look bad,
because
and then
she
comes
was
on
and
things,
makes not you.
Yes, she was saying.
I'm just making sure we're clear here.
Clear that she said stuff you had to edit out of your video.
It's true.
$66, Kevin.
$66 you made off of my back with an absolute lie on top of it. You didn't
I also
even
had
just
another
take the
video.
I even said I'm worried about that one.
Kevin, I had another video yesterday on Facebook. I had 1,570,000 views.
Is this a repeat video?
Yeah, dude. I posted it the day before and it got 113K, and then it got 1.3 million the next day.
What?
That's
crazy.
The algorithm is
Eli
broken.
has inspired me to make my own shorts.
Yeah, but by not doing them.
And so I've put out 3 in the last 2 days, and they've done well. I've been pretty happy. I mean, not that well.
Yeah.
Wow. That's good.
Well, anyways, this lady hated Kevin, basically, and I was egging her on in the most subversive way. Like,
was
I was
so
just
great.
like, was he an attractive man? Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah, like he seems like an ugly man. She was like,
but
yes.
What's funny
physically ugly.
is I was with Joey at that sale the year before, and Dave was with Joey at that sale this time.
And so she was like talking about how Joey, like, was your cohort in crime and stuff. And she was
Joey was so like taken aback too. He's like,
so
I don't know
confused.
what he did with it.
He's like, oh, that was the best line. She's like, you knew what he was doing. He's like, I didn't know he was gonna sell it. Okay, Joey.
Okay, Joey.
I didn't know Kevin was gonna sell something.
Well,
that's as bad as back in the day when me and Dawn said we were buying toys for our kid.
If I remember, I'll put the short at the end of the podcast so people can watch it and enjoy it.
Well, I was trying to be nice to her because I bought a whole rack of clothing and she wanted to keep the hangers. And so she was taking off. She was folding up each one to put in the bag. I'm like, no, don't worry about it. Just put them in the bag. You don't got to do that. And then she slammed me for that.
Yeah, she's
on
like,
the
no,
video.
put it in the bag, put it in the bag, put it in the bag. That's what she said.
I was trying to be nice. Crazy. Some people. But Dave wanted me to go there and confront her. For money, for a video, for clicks.
I think it would have been very interesting content to be like, I didn't actually.
You
sell
wanted
one
the
of your
police to
jackets
be
for
called, is what you wanted. That's what you wanted. Get off my property.
You could finally
That's
have
what
your Karen
happened.
video, Kevin. You could finally have
except
your
you're the Karen this time.
Yeah, you're the Karen because you showed up at her house and stole from her.
It's
funny, all the comments on this video where this happened are on Kevin's side. I didn't expect that. They're all like, he did not scam her. She named a price and he paid it. That's not a scam. That's what everyone
Facebook.
says. On Facebook, which is weird.
And they're saying that thinking that I actually got a $150 jacket off of her.
Which you didn't.
Which I did.
Yeah, Facebook comments for me are usually, no matter what it is, I could be opening a pack of cards and being totally flipper. They're almost, it seems so much negativity. And then a few people talking about aliens, if they're real or not.
Carrie bought a McDonald's toy and got flayed. How dare you?
Yeah. How dare you take those from the children? I'm like, they got so many. I don't think they're sold out. They weren't. And
trust me, there's lots of McDonald's toys out there. Ask my mom; she finds them at every sale.
For those out there that want to say, oh, all these negative whatever. Let me tell you, I've got nothing but positive lately on Picker, and they don't hit. I had a perfect one that I released yesterday. If you look at it, it's a plain Jane title and everything. But I had a lady just snap at me. She's like, get out of my boxes. Don't look in my boxes. I haven't put them out yet. I'm like, okay. And I didn't use it as the thumbnail. Didn't use it as an intro. Didn't use it as a title. Nothing. And the video is it's actually a 2, so it's not too bad. But if I would have exploited that, I probably
Kevin's still getting like 30,000 views per video over here.
Only
the rest
doing
of us are down to 10,000.
Like what's the over/under like on Russian bots that are watching that?
Oh, there's a few. Just look at the comments. I delete them every day. There's a few scantily clad women.
Yeah, they're not all about cryptocurrency anymore. They're more about, hey, this is really interesting content. Would you like? Yeah, they're evolving.
Do you guys have the new like linguistic thing where you can have it dubbed into all those different languages on there? You do have that too?
Yeah.
I'm getting comments in different languages now. Quite a few of them. I don't know what they say. I just heart them. They could be slamming me. I don't know. I just heart them.
This man seems like he has a micro. Never mind. Seems maybe like he might have that.
I'd like to hit those in there. Although they don't have Filipino in there. But they speak Spanish in the Philippines?
Tagalog.
So it's like a mix?
It's similar. Like, como está is kamusta ka.
Okay.
In Tagalog.
The Spanish.
What do you think about the idea? So we met someone this weekend that one of the primary way he makes money is he buys something brand new, customizes it,
don't
and then
give away secrets.
I'm not gonna tell him what it is.
Okay.
And then triples or quadruples his money. Think and it doesn't even need to be brand new. I know Carrie was telling me about people who buy precious moments and then customize them and paint them so that they look like Harry Potter.
I kind of have to stop saying to stop buying precious moments in my videos because apparently if you do that, you
big
can
money
flip
in them. big money in them.
Yeah,
so
I'm not
some
of that stuff you shouldn't be able.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can do that.
Yeah, they're getting away with it.
Well, okay, so the one we're talking about like is as simple as like changing the color of something to a color that isn't made. Like the iPod I bought on eBay, where someone took an old iPod and they put a clear case on it that they had like 3D printed. I paid like $150 for that old iPod because I liked how cool it was and how customized it was. I wonder if there's more people like those people who in the comments say they can never find good inventory. Should they be pursuing that sort of stuff? Like even asking ChatGPT, hey, I live in this area. What could I find to do this with?
Something.
Yeah, what can I upcycle in my area?
Here's where I have a problem, though. Like for that iPod or whatever that was, that's legit because you can put iPod in the title and it is an iPod in there.
Yeah,
but
it's just
for
customized.
the precious moments or precious memory, what is it? Precious moments, the little figures. You can put what it is, precious moments. But if you're putting Harry Potter into the title because you made it into Harry Potter, I think there's some issues with that I don't want to deal with. But what you're talking about,
you could just say little boy wizard precious moments, and we'll all know what it is.
I guess.
But it can't look like Harry Potter either, though.
It
can look like him because it's not going to look exactly like him. It's going to be an artist rendition. An artist can draw a picture of Harry Potter if they want and sell it.
Yes, but putting it in the title is the problem.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Like if it's your own custom art.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, what if you? Isn't there like some wordsmithing you could do where it would be like Harry Potter like, or
I don't think you can put
Harry
like
Potter
or
themed?
ish or
HP.
I don't know.
You definitely can't use the name Harry Potter at all if it's not Harry Potter.
Can we say Harry Potter right now?
Yeah,
actually.
Yes.
It's been a good run, folks. What are we on? 300 episode 300 something.
Some of that copyright law is
freedom of
confusing.
speech. Look, if something's copyrighted, I think there's definite issues with it. And I don't, you got to maybe you could check into different things that are and that aren't. But
ask Chad GPT. What do you think?
I'm asking Chad now.
I mean, look, if you took a T-shirt and you drew a motorcycle on it and said, and it was a picture of a Harley Davidson, and you put Harley Davidson in that title, I guarantee that's getting taken down. Guaranteed.
I think
this says original fan art that you drew yourself can be sold in limited quantities under what's often called fan art fair use. I feel like the Precious Moments would fall under that.
Oh, Precious Moments might, but maybe not.
Like the Precious Moments, if you painted them to look like Harry Potter, isn't that fan art fair use?
Okay, but can you use the name in the title is what I'm talking about. I'm saying, yes, you could sell that, but I don't know that you could use the trademarked name.
No, I mean, I think. So, okay, let me see what it says.
I think that's the issue.
Best practices, if you want to sell it, is to call it Wizard Boy fan art, which is exactly what Carrie
exactly.
said.
So what I'm saying is, like, for example, didn't somebody get taken down fairly recently for Mickey Mouse ears, for those ears? They weren't saying they were Disney, but there's also, like, you were saying, like, doing a motorcycle that looked like Harley Davidson. I think they have some protection to the silhouette and the design. Right? So you can make it slightly different, but it can't look like the silhouette or the design, I think. I don't know.
It says you can say inspired by Harry Potter.
I don't know if you could do that on eBay, though, I bet. I bet you eBay wouldn't like that.
Well, eBay might not like it, yeah. I don't sell on eBay.
I know a lot of folks on Etsy had probably the whole not Luke Bryan. What was the country singer that was suing?
That was
Luke
Combs.
Luke Combs, yeah.
But then he kind of backtracked on it. Yeah.
He did, yeah. But the firm that he hired is the one that did it, so it's like...
Anyways, but that's not actually what we were talking about. We were talking about literally buying something and like changing the color and then selling it for 2 to 3 times as much. I think that there's probably a lot of opportunity for that out there that maybe people should look into.
I mean, Dawn, this isn't trademarked stuff, but you know Dawn used to repurpose all that furniture. Yeah, you remember her? Remember Dawn? I mean, she would take furniture, and do all sorts of cool stuff.
He sent me a message. I have so many, I can't. I gotta get to that.
Oh, he's making excuses. Look at that.
Well, I actually respond. That's the problem. Dave was right many, many moons ago. He's like, you can't respond because once you do, then the next time, then they feel like,
Yeah. So what you're saying now, so we're clear, you would prefer if Brian Big and Fun didn't send any more messages.
No, I would prefer
that's the message I'm receiving.
So that's kind of the vibe I felt.
Let me thank our Wealthy as a Kevin tier members over on Patreon. Vincent Street Market, Picks by Tyler.
Is that a new one?
The real
that is new.
No, it's not. We said this exact same thing last time I read Vincent Street Market. The Real NC Picker, Gem Flipper, Buffin' the Stuff, Alexandria Picker, CJ Benz Finds, Lady Arbitrage, No Nose Pickers, Brian Sampour-Beal, Mike Camparelli, Vintage Sports Flips, PaulsMerch.com, Raise Heck Resell, and Logan Murky. Kevin, I want to hear about the Nashville meetup.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a good time.
I didn't go. You got to tell us what happened.
So Tim, when he was here, I will expose what he said. He's like, the days of these meetups, it's over. It's over. That's done. Nobody's going to spend any more money on stuff they can get for free and whatever. And I said, well, what about Nashville? And he said,
well, did it cost money to go to Nashville?
Well, yeah, it cost money to go. You got to get
well, but it was the event free, or did the event cost money?
The event was free.
Well, there you go.
And then, you had to pay for everything. There was nowhere you went where you weren't paying for your own stuff.
I think that's sustainable. I think that makes sense.
Yeah,
and you just pay for your travel and it's vacation.
Show.
Which is essentially
cool. Yeah, they had a lot of people. It seemed like it was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
So when I don't want to do another Trash to Cash meetup, but when we did the Trash to Cash meetup, it was a cost, but the cost was basically for the price of the very fancy churrascaria for everyone's dinner. So they didn't have to pay for that when they got there. The mini golf, so they didn't have to pay for that. And we rented a space people could hang out in. We did a live auction in the space and things like that. Mm-hmm. So basically the design of the Nashville one was, instead of like saying, hey, pay this price and come and you get all these things, is, hey, this is all happening. Show up if you want and pay for it yourself when you get there.
And so when you do
same
that,
cost, but just
like a more classic meetup, right?
But
like
it's
a
not
lot of
the
the
same
meetups
cost.
are like that.
Here's
because you can choose to not do things you don't want.
Yeah, you can pick a la carte.
Yep.
Like there was 200 people. I mean, there's tons of people. But there was 60 at this thing and 100 at this one and whatever in the hotel. And so you could pick and choose what you went to.
Well, I think Tim also was harping on the point that like the age of like a reseller meetup where you go and sit in classes and courses all day, which does cost a lot of money to run. You have to get the speakers, you have to rent the space.
It's super expensive to do them.
And people can just go watch YouTube videos of that same person, Carry American Arbitrage, talking about the anatomy of a yard sale on his YouTube channel for free. Why do they got to travel to Vegas and pay a bunch of money?
Well, because I'm not going to do that YouTube video.
Well, it wouldn't have been a good video, just like it wasn't a good speech.
Wow. Whoa, you weren't even there, man. You're trying to get me in trouble.
I'll tell you what, Nashville.
Rod did a great job, and I was there to support him by chiming in every now and then.
So, Kevin, out of the total events, well, actually, let's start with this. You finally met Cool Kevin.
Oh,
the cool version of you. You met him.
Did you feel it? Did you feel it?
Did you you looked at him and you were like, I could maybe be this cool if I did these things? Like you made a list.
I would say he definitely looks cooler than me. He does look a little older than me too, so I got that. But then he goes on his podcast, which I'm supposed to be on here soon enough. I agreed to, and just talking about how little I was.
Really? I didn't finish that. I got 20 minutes in.
Did he bully you a little bit?
Yeah, he kind of bullied me a little bit.
Maybe we should have him on our show. Let's bring him on our show, Carrie.
And he was.
The thing I like about him is he's exactly the same as Kevin, but cool.
What's that song, Cooler Than Me, with the sunglasses?
That's Echo Smith, isn't it?
No, that is Mike Posner. And that's like
I'm going to
14
make him play
years
that
old.
when I go on the locker room. I like cooler than me.
Dude, you should wear it. When you go in the locker room, can you wear a bandana like he wears?
Oh, that's funny.
And then put your sunglasses on the bandana.
I have a Smokey Bear bandana. I did pull his hair to see if it was like the Hulk Hogan fake hair now, because he has none, but it's real.
But is he bald on top? Like, is he doing what I'm doing, trying to just salvage? Like, I got hair, guys. Look,
clinging to scraps, they call that. Okay, so the event schedule there. What did you do, Kevin? What did you attend?
I wanted to go the night before and kind of meet up with Ray and all those people before they got super, super busy, and I just couldn't make it. I was too busy, and I ended up stopping in Knoxville. So I went to the official meet and greet, and I got there early, and that went pretty late, 11 o'clock or so, and then went back to the hotel and talked to people for a long time. Then woke up the next day, went yard selling with Rural Squirrel and Angie Resales. That was a blast. And Mike. That was good. All four of us. We loaded that car up. And then after that, what else did we do? There was a game thing outside. That was really cool. Got to meet a bunch of people that I haven't ever met before. And that was casual, and it was outside and inside, so you could eat and whatever. And then we made the mistake of going downtown, which everybody was supposed to do, and nobody did but us. And we went down there, and I went to Tootsie's and had a drink. Mike paid for a nice drink. Tootsie's is a strip club. Thank you, Mike. No, it's not a strip club.
It's a very famous Broadway.
And it was with Mimi. Had a good time with Mimi. And then we went back to the hotel, and we were up for hours and hours and hours that night at the hotel. So it was fun. It was good. I forgot a lunch. There was a lunch on Saturday.
It's weird because I have this vague memory that last week you talked in the show about how you're moving to Nashville because the picking was so good, but I don't feel like we let you talk about the event at all, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember any of this information.
I mean, it was very casual. All of it was casual. There was no specific anything that wasn't casual.
It's just more like resellers are all in the same town.
I did not go to the bins, so there was 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 official things, and I went to 4 of them, I think.
Yeah.
So it was good. Well done.
That's good. I'm glad you had fun, Kevin. Now, let's talk about the Commonwealth cabin. When I was in there, there was a smell. A pretty weird smell.
Yeah.
Carrie, did you smell it?
Yeah.
So we have questions about this aroma, Kevin.
Okay.
We're thinking you may have IBS.
Yeah.
Well, who did you go in there with? That's the question.
I was in there with Tim.
It was just me. Yeah, me, Dave, and Tim.
There you go. There you got your answer. It was warm, and the AC was not. It was on auto. It wasn't on cool. And
Brandon
so
was loving your
happy.
Under the Tree. Brandon said he wishes he had a tree like that.
It is really calming. There's that's like a special place. There was several moments I was under the tree. I know Dave can't handle it. I was under the tree, and I'm like, I could just chill. I get why Kevin chills here all day and doesn't do anything else.
It's where I'm not kidding. It's where I work.
So
I love
it had a breeze. I liked the breeze. Is that an everyday thing or no?
It's maybe half the. I mean, it's a lot of breeze. Yeah.
The breeze was good. So I mean, I've got several trees and things I could sit under here, but without the breeze, it's not pleasant.
The problem is the last day the breeze was coming from the south, and there's a
it
dairy
like
farm.
poo-poo.
Dairy farm. So the breeze normally comes from the west, and it's awesome. But it was coming from the south on the last day, and so that dairy farm kind of.
But what was nice about that is Kevin could do his little IBS toots, and no one knew.
Nobody knew.
He does like little cow farts pretty much all day long.
Is it a cow or is it Kevin?
Everybody.
We have no idea.
Projection.
I will say my stomach felt bad many of the days I was there. I did not eat very good. It
I'm
still
pretty sure
feels bad today.
Pretty sure Tim ruined one of Kevin's chairs.
Oh, yes.
I was next to him, and I literally thought he pooped his pants, but he didn't. It went away fast, but I honestly thought he pooped his pants.
We didn't eat very good on the drive home yesterday.
Surprise,
did we?
Surprise.
So me and Carrie went to. Dawn wasn't eating; she was fasting. But me and Carrie were hungry, so we went to Firehouse. Yeah. And this Firehouse was weird. Like they just
really
were
weird.
Being lazy. I don't know. Like they weren't doing any work. Me and Carrie sat there for like 20 minutes wasting for our sandwiches. And when we finally got them, mine was absolutely horrible.
So no joke. Like I just got a sandwich. I didn't get a drink, and Dave's like, you should get a drink or something for the road. So I went back in line to get a drink. Waited 3 or 4 minutes, which whatever. They also weren't understaffed. They had like 8 people there. And she came out 3 or 4 minutes later, no biggie. She took my order. I paid, and after I paid, she just started singing and dancing. Not like just a song from. I'm like, what is going on?
What song was it?
I don't remember, but it was just like I kind of admired the self-confidence a little bit because I'm like, she doesn't care that I'm right here. She's just at all.
That's Tim at Turner's baseball game.
Yeah, I kind of respect it.
But so they gave me these meatballs that were clearly in like a warmer for about a day and a half, maybe 2 days. They were just rubber. They were terrible.
Dave's very, very particular about his meatballs.
I am. And so I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to eat this. I'm going to go over to Taco Bell. And I go to Taco Bell, and the first 2 things I try to order, like, no, we can't make that.
We just don't have it.
I was like, oh, you don't have I was like, why can't you make it? They said, we can't make anything that requires parchment paper because we ran out of parchment paper. This is in the same parking lot as a Dollar General. I just want you to know. Okay, so they could give me anything I wanted if they just would go over there and get a little parchment paper. And so I asked if they wanted me to buy them parchment paper.
You did.
And they seemed offended. They seemed offended when I asked that question. But I was like, you want me to go get you some parchment paper? It's
at
like
the
$1.
restaurant we went to the night before, I wanted chicken and waffles. And I couldn't get chicken and waffles at that restaurant.
We were at a Red Lobster, Kevin.
They had no waffles.
Well, see, that's another thing that's real easy to get.
Yeah. Dave cooked while he was here. Mike bought
Kevin
the burgers,
was like Carrie was heavily defending them for not having parchment paper, and he's like, well, they can't buy parchment paper because, their job probably sucks and they don't want to.
Yeah,
that's not a good reason.
No, I didn't say. I said they're probably not gonna it's not in their they don't have a company card. They're not. They're gonna have to pay out of their pocket. They're not gonna get reimbursed
Take cash
by
out
the
of the register.
That's true. but then like they could get in trouble for not getting authorized to. I
could
was like,
see
I've worked
Carrie-
fast food.
Yeah, he wouldn't do. You think Carrie'd walk across the street and buy parchment paper?
Do you think Carrie would make your food fast at all? Carrie'd be chilling.
Well, let me tell you, my eBay sales, second straight week of bad sales, Nashville, and then this week, my listing has gone way down. Like,
so
I had one of the worst weeks ever.
Are we due for the, what is it? Every 3 weeks, the eBay's dead. Like isn't that kind of like the
I haven't
circle
had
of
a
your video life?
$500
eBay's
day
dead, eBay's back.
2 weeks.
Am I doing something else different? And you're acting like you're doing Dib Dip, but it's really about something else, and then you go back in the cycle again.
It was listing. I just didn't list because I was busy. One a day, some days. Although I did list this morning. We've listed like 10, 12 things already today.
Okay.
So,
Kevin, we buried the lead here, and this is something, ever since I saw the comment, I knew it to be true and thought we should confront Carrie on it.
Okay.
Kevin,
Oh, wait.
Carrie,
No,
you're
I don't want to be confronted.
incredibly jealous of Kevin, and we just want to figure
yeah,
out what's
that
going
is true,
on.
actually.
Maria said that in
Maria's
the comments.
correct on that.
And it just shows, but just explain to us, why are you so jealous of him?
Well, he was the kid. He was the guy that used to give me swirlies. Me, the theater, the artistic,
yeah.
Not me.
just that's a creative.
He was
one.
a jock.
He was a jock. He came in. He came in. He's like, hey there, Shakespeare, and then he'd pick me up somehow, even though he's so small, and I was a big dude. He'd pick me up and he'd dunk me in there, and he'd flush the toilet, and I was like, I wish I could do that.
But
to
why
other
would? Oh,
people.
so you're jealous of his ability to give swirlies?
That was part of it.
Well, here you go. This might make you feel better, Carrie. He says, Luis Suarez here says, Carrie has always been my favorite, but seriously, this 3,000 peasants comment reference sent me. Now I know for sure he's my favorite at heart.
I don't get it.
I don't remember the 3,000
I
peasants.
don't remember.
either.
I typically forget everything I say on this podcast,
Yeah, I don't
which is
remember
usually
anything about
generally helpful for me in my
3,000
life. But that is, yeah. It sounds like something I would say, probably. It depends on the context. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Dave can run a master class on quippy comments.
A master class and quippy comments.
Master class and quippy
Oh, yeah.
comments.
Who's the bully now?
Oh, wait, come
Guys,
on. I wasn't...
FaZe signed Simple in Counter-Strike, which is a big deal. It's a big deal. Carrie listened to a lot of Counter-Strike podcasts on our drive each way.
I'm so into the fact that you're into that, and I just don't understand why. Because you don't play it. I don't get that.
Carrie and Dawn in the car ride can, like, and I know it's because they do so many road trips, like, they really zone out. Like, he'll be on his phone, he's gone. He's not present in the room. So I was like, I might as well listen to stuff I
Dawn
like.
drive
I would
all
talk with you,
phone
but I didn't want you to feel like you had to talk to me the whole time. I wanted you to be
It's a long
relaxed
drive.
and
Yeah, it's a
enjoy
long
your
Dave,
drive.
and you
were the
drove
driver.
the entire way both ways, right?
Yes.
Do you think he's letting me drive? What's the name of the vehicle?
I would
Have you named
probably
it?
let Dawn drive it if she wanted to. She didn't
What if I
seem
really?
interested
What if
in
I
it.
really was interested? Like genuinely.
I'd probably let you
Seriously.
drive it. Yeah, I'd probably.
That's
let
what
you
I
drive
figured.
It.
I figured you would. Yeah. See, Kevin's looking at like he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
No, Carrie kept me alive in Vegas. I can't complain too much.
It would be
See?
going slow. I mean, I will say that CV joint that I replaced and the alignment I got made a world of difference in how that thing drove. When I first drove it, I was talking to my dad. I was like, this thing is terrifying. I can't believe I bought this car. It is so scary to drive. But it was definitely the CV joint and the alignment because it was driving like a dream the way there and all the way back.
Yeah, I mean, it was a smooth ride. I mean, I feel like when we're on the highways and it's straight and just easy driving, it's a breeze. It's the winding mountain roads, like you were saying in your video
I
today.
hate winding mountain roads.
Southern
So you
Vermont
watched my video.
grown.
Thanks for
I
that.
did watch your video, dude. Yeah, I just put it on mute for most of it, and I just let it run so you could get your 13 cents.
Did you enjoy it? Like, what? My favorite part of Carrie's video is the James Violet song, which I guess he lost.
I
So
did
it's just
lose it. I went to look. Yeah, I just sang what I thought it sounded like. I need to do
How
more
did you
stuff.
lose it? You probably get a SoundCloud. And
No,
get it.
I can figure. I tried to figure out if it was an email or if he texted it. I probably could find it, but I didn't. I just wanted to get a video out. It was that first night. I was
That was
excited.
pretty good.
I wanted to
It's
beat you to the
Tuesday.
video.
Yeah,
I have
you
to
did.
shout out my Shop Commons show at noon today.
You don't
and
have
I'm
to.
doing Tiquity at 6. I'm a little... man, my last Tiquity show was amazing. I hope it goes well. Why does Kevin leave the screen for the bong hits?
That's
We
the
don't
comment
mind
you
as long
chose?
as he shares. Well,
That's
actually,
the
I saw the
comment you
one above
chose?
it, and that one distracted me. The one above it I like. Very cool. I just found you guys here, but I only watch Commonwealth Picker.
Yeah, you're not alone, buddy.
Yeah, no, that's.
Most
I mean,
people only watch Commonwealth Picker.
I think it's like 100% of the people who watch this watch Kevin. 95%
No, I don't
watch
agree
Dave,
with that.
and like
no,
14%
I don't agree
watch
with
me.
that. Although I will say a lot of people after watching it, even if they didn't know Carrie, they do like Carrie quite a bit.
I do.
I hope so.
I think it's weird. Like sometimes they'll say, someone said to me that they like me. They watch the podcast. They like the podcast. That's literally what they said. They said they found me with the podcast. And then I said, "Oh, Carrie's here too." They said, "Who's that?" I said, "He's on the podcast."
I don't understand.
I don't know
this.
him.
Kiko...
I don't know him. I was like, "How do you not know him? He's the other part of the podcast."
But there's part of it. Well, yeah. There's so many layers because like. We can, like and you can too, Dave, and even you, Kevin, to a degree. Like, we can get recognized for different things, right? Like, for your Facebook, for your YouTube, for your cooking, for cards for me, or it's not very often for my main channel anymore because I just barely started kind of making videos again on it. But, yeah, we get recognized. Kevin, you get recognized for the feet stuff if you show the toes on like a
That's
sale.
if he does the barefoot picking.
Yeah, exactly. He does the old-fashioned barefoot.
His camera
picking.
angle's a little bit different when he does the barefoot
picking.
picking.
Yeah.
Here
What do you got, Kevin? You look like you want to read something.
It says Dave. You got to help me out here because I might be. It says Dave, Carrie, semicolon. Don't switch the blade on the guy in the shades. Don't masquerade with the guy in the shades, and definitely don't be afraid of the guy in the shades. Come on, you guys, you got it. Oh, I see now. I see. This is like a song. You got it made with the guy in the shades. Oh, I like this now.
Well, sing it. Like, what would it sound like if it were a song?
I don't know. Can you do that? I've seen people do that. They turn stuff into songs. So Dave and Carrie, don't switch the blade on the guy in the shades. Don't masquerade with the guy in the shades. Definitely don't be afraid of the guy in the shades.
I'll give you the music.
You guys. You got it made with the guy in the shades.
Kevin, look at me for a minute.
What?
Perfect. So Heather has requested a segment on this episode.
No, she has not.
She has. She's requested a segment. She wanted us to upload a picture of Kevin into ChatGPT. Now, Heather is Kevin's wife, just so you know.
Yes.
She said, upload a picture of Kevin into ChatGPT and say, roast this guy for me, and then read back what ChatGPT
Let's do it.
So I've just uploaded this picture.
All right, while you're doing this, let me tell this first, because I bought a Playboy this week. And I told my wife.
And you decided not to sell it after perusing it.
I was like, I bought a Playboy, and I brought it home. And I was like, and she's like, no, you didn't buy Playboy.
Oh, I saw it. I got my hands all over that thing.
It's an...
I was rubbing it.
Whoa! What were you rubbing?
It's an all Braille Playboy. No pictures. It's all Braille.
Braille.
It was a Braille Playboy.
I was rubbing it, yeah.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
It was kind of cool.
They like the bumps.
Like, it's just the words. It's just the words from, like, articles or something.
It goes for good
No,
money.
but,
All right,
like...
go ahead.
Is it like are there Grail for like body parts and stuff? I'm being serious.
The pictures aren't there. It's literally just the
no.
words,
But I honestly the whole time thought it was
it's like Susie loves fields and horses and.
Oh, I thought it was actually. I literally thought it was like them feeling it, and it was like that's like what a body would feel like. If you were blind. I don't know.
Well, people read for the articles, right? So
yeah, that's what I do.
Blind people need to read Playboy too.
Back when Playboys were a thing, and I was a teenager, I read so many articles.
All right, here we go. Light roast. Oh, it's a light roast coming in hot. We're going to have to ask it for spice here after this.
We'll have to keep going.
This man looks like he walked into a Bass Pro Shop and asked for the podcast Fisherman starter kit. Wearing sunglasses on a hat indoors like he's on standby for a surprise solar eclipse. Earbuds in like he's dodging a real conversation but still managed to tune into his own TED Talk about garage sale flipping. Ooh, how did it know that? That's weird.
Yeah,
that's creepy. And let's not ignore the shelf behind him. It's like a museum of I swear this is worth money on eBay. Trash to cash, more like hats to regret.
Ooh, that's okay.
I'll tell you, I do regret not having you guys sign bags while you're here. Totally forgot.
Of course. Here's the spicier version. My guy looks like he live streams yard sales like it's breaking news. We've got a half-used Yankee Candle and a Dora the Explorer VHS. Back to you, Carol. That hat looks like you won it in a gas station claw machine after spending $42 trying to get a Slim Jim keychain. The sunglasses on the hat combo screams midlife crisis sponsored by Mountain Dew.
Yes.
You're not prepping for sunlight. You're deflecting accountability. And those earbuds, bro's got him in like he's waiting for Elon Musk to call and offer him a position at the Facebook Marketplace headquarters. Behind him's a lineup of plush toys and merch so cringe it makes Spirit Halloween's clearance bin look like Sotheby's. The whole vibe says, I peaked when Beanie Babies did.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That is good. Why didn't you do it for all three of us? That way we could have had more fun. And we should get our full bodies in there, and that way I'd feel better about myself.
Well, here, I'll do Carrie now. Okay, Roast.
Kevin,
can you handle it,
What
Carrie?
Kevin's saying is I can. Kevin wants it to do fat jokes about me, is what Kevin's saying.
That's hurtful.
Just tell it I'm fat. Okay,
Buckle up, Carrie. It's roast time. This man looks like he just lost a custody battle with his own Funko Pop collection. The backwards hat is not fooling anyone. You didn't just get done playing baseball. You got done eating chili in the dark.
Really good.
That's probably happened.
His webcam screams, broadcasting live from the Witness Protection Program, and that shelf behind him is holding up hopes, dreams, and at least one unopened box of adult diapers. That expression says, I just realized I'm the reason reselling is crashing. The whole market is crashing. And bro, your internet presence is so dusty, the FBI flagged it as a cold case. Bro, it knows you're not releasing content. That's creepy, too.
Wow.
Oh, I wonder if
Can you make it spicier? You got to do 2 layers.
I should do me.
Right?
It would only be fair if I did myself.
Well, you got to go 1 layer harder with me, though.
Do you think it can take the image and then associate it with the fact that we're on social media about reselling? I bet it can.
Probably can.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that's exactly how it knows. Mm-hmm. Okay, it says, oh, Dave, you're not escaping this roast just because you've got a mic that screams professional while everything else screams I sell VHS tapes I found to fund my Funko Pop addiction. Oh, because it sees my little Funko Pops back there. This man really built a villain layer out of wire racks and misplaced nostalgia. Rose recording from what looks like the clearance aisle at a dying Spirit Halloween. I like Spirit Halloween. Yeah. You've got Gremlins, Chucky, a pumpkin that looks like it regrets being born, and somehow still not 1 ounce of shame for that on-air sign in Comic Sans energy. Your beard is solid, but the look says, I do keto until someone offers me a gas station taquito.
Dude, that is
that is 100%
I do keto until somebody asks me. Dude, that's so funny.
And that expression, that's the face of a man realizing he just paid $38 shipping a Beanie Baby he accidentally listed for $1.49. You're not just running a reselling empire, you're the final boss of thrift store regret. Okay, we got one more thing. It's recommending that we do the roast battle between the 3. Okay, so it's got something.
This is great content.
This is pretty funny.
I think people do like it.
Yeah. Sure.
I think he's being serious.
Spicy. I said,
what
make
are you
it super
doing with
spicy.
your computer? You're just like knocking it all over the place.
Me?
Yeah.
It's this stupid stand I have. It's been shaking the whole episode. I need to find a different solution. Every time I touch the desk, even lightly, it's like... Blah, 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 blah. Okay, here we go. Announcer off screen. Welcome to the first... Wait. Can I... Yeah, there we go. Welcome to the first ever Trash to Cash. Actually, it said Trash to Ash because of what it sees in the picture. Yeah. It said, welcome to the first ever Trash to Cash roast battle, where garage sale legends come to die a little inside. In this corner, we've got Kevin, the only guy who still thinks Oakleys on a hat are a flex.
That's so true.
Over here, it's Carrie, live from a beige box of despair with all the energy of a deflated whoopee cushion.
That's pretty funny.
And center stage is Dave, who podcasts like he's holding a TED Talk in a Hot Topic storage unit.
That's pretty good, I think. It feels like it.
Kevin,
like
green
the back
hat
room.
goat. Okay, so this is Kevin. This is Kevin talking, I guess. Oh, Dave, look at you, surrounded by toys like a 40-year-old with visitation rights at Toys R Us. You look like your Funko Pops have restraining orders. And Carrie, you built your brand on looking like you smell like beef jerky and regret. Your entire room is giving I sleep where I list vibes. Actually, pretty true.
That's not that different.
Now really here comes Carrie, a.k.a. Dude, your stage name. So Kevin's stage name is Green Hat Goat. Carrie's this sad beard energy, and mine is the bearded overlord of bins. So sad. Carrie's response to Kevin. I guess so. Kevin, shut up. You're one eBay return away from a full mental breakdown. You've got that I yell at Goodwill employees for fun face on. And Dave, you're recording a podcast but look like you're about to cry into a box of expired Furbies. Congrats on turning a warehouse of haunted Build-A-Bears into your content strategy.
I say we nominate this for a segment. We'll just pick
This
a
is a
different
good-
reseller. Maybe we should have a tier and
Yeah, we could.
roast
Yeah, you get paid. You pay us for it.
Yeah.
Or you pay us to type something
should
into
pick
ChatGPT.
a different. I want to see the one on Tim. That's what I want to see. I want to get a full length picture of Tim in his picking gear, and I want
Tim
the
would be
roast
a
of
good
Tim
one.
or Mike. Which, by the way, the mask was a classic moment.
Yeah.
The picker
That was
mask
pretty good.
with
It
the
looked
cigarette
exactly
thing.
like him.
It did. It was so funny.
With the cigarette and everything.
That was hilarious.
It goes on and on. We won't read them all, but yeah, it's that was pretty fun, Heather. Good idea for a segment. I liked it. I do like the idea of I think okay. So if there's one other person that it would probably be fun to do it with, is Mike, the Death Pile Picker.
This is
Tim would
inspired.
be
She
great.
went and
Rod would
talked
be
to our
good.
neighbor.
Like just show him the scoundrel picture from his wrestling days.
Yeah.
My oldest boy and my wife went and talked to our neighbor the other day, and he asked them how their father was doing. That made me feel real good.
What?
Heather and my oldest son went and talked to the neighbor, and he asked how their father how's your father doing?
So Heather's your child in this scenario.
I'm so old.
Yep. That was not making me happy.
Allegedly.
19 tickets. 19 tickets, laughing my butt off. I did get one on my birthday for turning in the wrong lane.
Oh, Carrie had 19 tickets. That's right. I remember.
Is that a real story, Carrie?
That is, they told me at the DMV that I had 19 tickets. I didn't know.
Kev, did you
you never
tell
paid
us
me.
your sale of the week or whatever as
No,
the
I
eBay
haven't
seller
even
on the
looked at it.
podcast? Should you
I
tell
should
us
probably
that?
do that. Sale of the week.
I've heard of
I've
Carrie.
had-
What's Dawn's sale
No
of the
listener.
week? And then
Ooh,
I'll tell you
sweet.
mine.
I
It
just
was
I
made
sold
a
like a
switch.
$95 popcorn bucket. That might have been like a week and a half ago, though. Like from
What
Snow
popcorn? Which
White,
one?
the Snow White one with the cup on Mercari,
Snow White popcorn
I
bucket.
sold.
and the cup that it was like rare. I was telling you about it a little.
Hey,
while
I
back.
sold a popcorn bucket last week. I sold the one from. I even gave you all credit for it. I sold the Lion King one.
I sold NCAA Football 14. Still sells $20. Not a lot of money, but
I just had one come across. Gloria Vanderbilt floral wallpaper lot. 15 rolls of wallpaper sold for $133 plus shipping.
I have like.
It was a good one.
I searched Mercari, and the picture for Mercari on Google is very weird. Like, I'll share my
Mercari?
screen. Yeah,
Somebody
check
shared
this
that
out. It's
Mercari's
weird.
finally out of business, and I'm like, well, where is this coming from? I haven't
This
heard
is the
anything like that.
Mercari image on Google. Do you see that, guys? You gotta, go watch the video.
That's weird.
is it one of those?
AI
Is it a
baby.
doll?
It's
No,
like
it's
an
like one of
AI
those-
baby, and
think
then a
it's like-
lady choking a dog.
With Rod's hair.
It's so weird.
That is really weird. Yeah.
I was trying to find Carrie's popcorn bucket, but I don't know. I can't find it.
Land Before Time hand puppets. Pizza
Hey, I
Hut.
bought those this weekend. I
60
paid.
bucks.
I could show
what did
you.
pay
I
for
could.
'em? Couple
Where did they
bucks.
go?
60
This was
bucks
actually
plus
like maybe 2 weeks ago.
I think
Let
that
me
was
see.
from Death Pile.
It was the ones that didn't have any other comps, even on eBay. It was that Snow White one.
Oh, I've never seen that one. Did you get that
And
at the local theater?
I think I did. Yeah. Let me show you.
I sold a Husqvarna jacket
And
for
this
$80.
Oh,
Plus
cool.
$95
80
shipped.
bucks you got for that? 90 bucks?
95 shipped.
Nice. Kevin, good job on the Husqvarna jacket. What'd you get
Yeah,
for
we're
it?
so proud of you, Kevin.
$80 for a Husqvarna jacket.
$80.
Do you know what the
1958 Chevy manual, shop manuals, 50